This is the front wheel and front frame of a BabyJogger City Mini GT. The frame is removed from the rest of the stroller, obviously, but we're going to be talking about the locking mechanism which holds the front wheel in place. Slide it in, and it holds it tightly in place. Now, we had a viewer who left a comment asking how to fix this, and so today we're going to open it up and we're going to discuss the elements and talk about what is wrong when your front wheel will not lock into the stroller. So, in order to open up this mechanism, you'll have to flip the frame, in this case, or your stroller, upside down, and there are two screws here, which you're going to want to remove. I just need a regular Phillips head. They're long screws, they run all the way through the mechanism. And if you've been maintaining your stroller properly, there's likely quite a lot of grease. You might want to have a wet wipe or some tissue or something handy while you're doing this. In addition, if this hasn't been opened for a while, the parts might be kind of stuck together, so you might need a flathead screwdriver. In this case, it's pretty easy to take it apart. You're going to want to start by removing then this top plate, and right underneath you'll see that there is this little spring-loaded mechanism. And be careful not to lose the spring. And we're going to pull this off. And by the way, if the spring falls in here, it can actually fall into the bars and be a little bit fiddly to get out again afterwards. But this spring-loaded mechanism is how the stroller actually works. So when you push up on this button, it pushes this part backwards, which moves this inner lip away from the hole. And this little lip where you see the metal plate, when it's locked, it locks right into the groove at the top of that axle. Now, putting this fancy little metal plate here is actually quite nice. A nice thing the BabyJogger did, as it adds the longevity of the stroller, because of course the metal will wear down a little bit slower than the plastic. Now, if your stroller if the front wheel on this stroller is not locking in place, a few things could be at play. Number one, the spring itself has fallen out of alignment, in which case you just have to open it up and realign everything. This piece may have cracked, or it may have worn down here. Even though it's metal on top there, it still can wear down. If it's cracked, you probably need to replace the entire piece. But if it's just worn down, because they have this little metal thing here, if I were not to replace the entire piece, what I would try is actually to cut a small piece of metal and slot it in here such that it pops out sufficiently to lock the wheel in place. In any case, those are really your choices. You either replace the part, realign it if that's the situation, or attempt to fix the part. And these are the parts that are involved. So I'm going to put it back together now. When you're putting this back together, the spring fits right into a little groove on this side, as well as on the inside bottom of this piece. And you're just going to slot this down in and make sure this is all positioned properly. There you go. And hold it in place while you put the top panel back on. There we go. And then just replace the screws, of course. So, again, that had to do with fixing the front wheel locking mechanism on the BabyJogger City Mini GT. We hope that this video has been helpful. If it has been, we ask that you subscribe, as it helps us to continue making videos in the future. Thank you.